Hello, it's Christy again, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I don't think I've actually ever done a Q&A on YouTube, so I asked you guys some questions on Instagram and I'm going to be answering them here. Honestly, I prefer to make videos where I talk to you guys, but it's just really hard because my house is barely quiet, and it's just easier to vlog throughout the day and edit those. But then I think today I just wanted to do something that's different. So I put up questions on Instagram and got you guys to ask me some questions. So without further ado, let's just get right to it. Okay, so the first one comes from my friend and ex-coworker. She's saying, how are you holding up with Corona? I'm bored too. And yes, so for those who don't know, in Canada, Vancouver, everything has moved to online courses now. And this week is basically the first week that everything has transitioned. Today is Thursday, so it's been 4 days of self-isolation. I've only been having 2 days of classes, but my classes have not really been productive, I guess, just because a lot of students are still transitioning, and especially the exchange students, they have to fly back home and arrange flights and how to move everything, and it's just a very stressful time. So I honestly feel so stressed out for them. I don't know how they are. I just hope that they're doing okay, and yeah, it's just a stressful time for everyone. But for me personally, it's been stressful as well, just because I really want to stay informed about everything that's happening, and especially now, in the past, I don't want to say this, but I'm not that, I don't really keep up with news as much, but definitely for this, I really want to be, on top of my game and stay informed. Just also because, I live with a lot of people at home, and I live with my grandmother, and, ever since it started happening in China, my parents have already been just constantly updating us about the whole situation, and we've ordered a lot of hand sanitizers and masks ahead of time, just so that they can also send back home to our relatives and friends, because in China at the time, people couldn't even buy masks. Everything was sold out, and it was just very stressful. So we already ordered a bunch ahead of time. So in a way, we kind of prepared ourselves from the beginning, just because we didn't know what was going to happen, but just kind of prepare ourselves for the worst. And so now that it's affected here, it's been scary, just because I do live with so many people, and it's not I'm just living on my own or with friends or that kind of stuff. So I feel the best situation is if the profs hold off for 1 week at least, and just let students settle down, as well as let themselves figure out the online systems, because I have some profs who they're not even teaching online courses. They're just giving us PDFs every night before the class so we can study that on our own, and it's just been so much to deal with in one time. How do you keep your feed pristine and aesthetic? Literally goals. I actually get this a lot, and I feel awkward and shy talking about it, because I don't think they're goals at all. I do try to keep them nice, but then I never try, I guess, to it's not to show off to people. It's not to be oh, look at my Instagram. It's just personally, I really like it, and it's just more to make myself happy. But it is a struggle to keep everything nice, especially my Instagram. I don't upload tons of photos, but everything that I do, I make sure it looks good before I upload it, and then I also edit it a lot of times. So one of the apps I can show you guys that I really, really love is Unum. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's UNUM, and this is just a really good app for kind of rearranging your feed before you actually upload it. So for me, I use Visco to edit, but right now I think at Visco there's a watermark, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do anymore. First world problems. But yeah, there's a watermark in Visco now, and I haven't really looked at it yet, or if I can get rid of it in the settings, because it recently changed and I haven't uploaded anything ever since my last photo, so I don't know anything about the new changes to Visco. But I used to use Visco, and my tip for editing your photos to match everything else on your feed, temperature for sure is something that I match with all my photos. So it used to be very cool toned. If you go down to the bottom of my feed, it's very blue and purple, but then recently I've been getting into warmer tones, so my new photos are more on the warmer side, even though there is quite a lot of blue in it. So it's just in the settings I will tone it down more towards the warmer side. If I wanted to look more faded out, I would either move the fade levels or I would bring the contrast down, which I also really like doing. But those are just some simple tips that I can show you guys. So if you want me to make a video of this, I totally can, but I don't think it's that interesting. Anyways, next question. What is your favorite class that you've taken and why? Okay, so one thing about me is that I have really bad memory, so I don't think I can really remember courses that I've taken that's not really like recent. But I'd say the first one that comes to mind is the one I'm taking right now. It is History 483, I believe, at UBC, but it's basically Asian migrations to the Americas. But it's just, I really like this course because the prof, he teaches in a very non-traditional way. So in the beginning of the class, he already mentions, like, first day of class, he says, like, we don't have exams, there's not a lot of homework, and it's just a lot, like, his learning, he really focuses on what he calls meaningful learning. So for the first assignment, we had to choose someone random in class that we've never talked to before, and we had to kind of find a way to represent the other person. So usually people would do video, some people did like podcasts, some people drew like comic strips, or just someone made like a website. So you just have to figure out a way to represent one person in your class, and the whole point of it is to learn how you get to know people, how you interview them, and then how you represent them in a good and like ethical way, I guess. Okay, so next question, can you recommend a good matcha powder? So I recently have been drinking more matcha latte, and that's only because I've been making them at home instead of buying them, because I want to save money. So I would really recommend this one. I will put a picture of it up here and also link it down below because it's on Amazon, but I did buy it at TNT. I'm just not really sure if buying like food products on Amazon is like a good idea, but right now I can't go out to buy any more matcha powder, so I'm actually considering buying the one from Amazon. Van R. Lee says, will you be my girlfriend? I will consider that. Maybe. I'm joking. Okay, next one. What are you doing in your free time? I've been recently on TikTok, which has been not good. I deleted it this morning and I downloaded it again. Because I like scroll through Instagram, there's like nothing new. So like when I go on TikTok, there's always new things to watch. I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of feel like everyone that is like good are either really pretty, they can dance really well, or you have to be funny on TikTok. And I'm just like, I just started feeling really insecure. And like just watching it kind of makes me jealous because like I want to do it too, like the cool dances. Like I want to learn how to do that, but like they're so good. Like I can't dance like that. Next question is, how was your day? My day's been good. Not much to say about it because I didn't do much. I was just in my room mostly, but today in particular, I just feel like my house is breaking down. So like my dad is trying to fix our kitchen faucet right now, or no, sink. He's trying to fix our sink because I forgot what it's called, but the thing that like breaks up all the food in the sink, it's like broken. So our sink's been constantly being clogged because if any food just like goes in there, we have to personally like take it out ourselves. So my dad's trying to fix that. And at the same time, my basement is leaking, or like the ceiling is leaking like randomly today. So I have a homestay staying there, and then she came back from like going out with my parents. They just went to like take a little walk around the neighborhood. But yeah, she came back and there was like a puddle of water on her bed. And then I'm just like, what is happening to my house? And then today I tried to make smoothies and then I plugged it into the outlet and it didn't work at all. And my mom's like, oh, you have to like restart it sometimes because it just kind of like, the circuits is kind of like I don't know what that is in English. But yeah, anyways, today I'm just like, what is happening with my house? So yeah, that's my day. Thank you for asking, though. I think it's really sweet when someone asks how your day was, because I don't know, that's just a good thing to do. Moving on to next question. This one says, did you finish your to-do list? So yesterday I posted a to-do list on my Instagram, and so I guess this is referring to that. And I did not finish my to-do list. I finished my paper, and then the only thing I didn't do was the transcriptions. So I started on that today. And something really random about me, but I would say I have a pretty fast typing speed. Yeah, it's just like compared to like people that I've tried it with, I feel like my typing speed is not bad. So that's been really helpful in transcribing the videos that I need to do. And this is not for YouTube or anything, this is just for school. But yeah, so that's the only thing that I didn't do on my to-do list. Next question is, do you enjoy going to UBC? I do enjoy going to UBC. So like I've made a few videos on like my, I would say, struggles, or just like kind of figuring out like what I want to do in university, and even if university is a good choice for me. And like academic wise, I'm still not sure, but then I think UBC, the campus is really nice. The student body is really nice. Like compared to other schools that you can that are close to here, I would say UBC has a pretty good like student involvement like opportunities. And for me, my parents didn't want me to go too far, so basically didn't want me to like leave Vancouver. So UBC was a good choice for me, and I really like being there. I think the students, especially the ones that I've interacted with, everyone's really nice. There's a lot of good exchange students that come over, and I love learning about their experiences. And overall, I think the people at UBC are not bad. Okay, this is my friend. He says, can we come pet Binu sometime? Of course. Like, I have not seen you in so long. So this is the friend that Ryan and I basically sees like once or twice a year. But he's like one of Ryan's close friends as a kid. So yeah, of course. Oh my god, Binu misses you guys. And yeah, you guys should come after all of this coronavirus stuff calms down. Okay, next one. How do you stay focused on your projects and get rid of distractions? Oof. I feel like I've been losing focus a lot lately, but I think one of my top tips that I also talked about with my friend this morning is that like if I'm working at home, I love kind of dressing up a bit so I'm not in my pajamas, so that I feel kind of more productive. And then waking up earlier is also a great way to be more productive and just motivated, because I feel like especially in the morning I can get so much work done. Once it hits like 3, 4, 5 o'clock, my brain just like kind of is like dead. And as for staying focused on projects, I love making to-do lists. I would actually like write down what I want to do between what times. So like, from 11 to 3 o'clock I want to work on my essay, and from 3 to 5 I want to do this. And usually I won't make it too specific, but I'll just do it by hour. So yeah, I know some people also do like by 30 minutes, but I think an hour works for me, just because I don't like being super like planned out. I still want there to be space for like adjusting things. Next question is, what kind of cafe would you open? Aesthetics, menu, etc. So a little secret of mine that won't be a secret anymore is that I low-key really want to open my own cafe. I've been thinking about this for, I guess, 1 or 2 years now, but I haven't taken it seriously yet, so I haven't looked at like the logistics of it and like budget and like that kind of adulty things. And then my dream cafe is to do this concept of a like flower shop cafe. So I would want to sell flowers there, as well as have a space for workshops for like not only flower arrangements, but then have other people, they can come in and do workshops at my cafe. And then as for flowers, I also really want to sell more dried flowers arrangements. And yeah, I don't know, I just really love that idea of flowers and cafes. So like people can come in, get a coffee, and also pick up a mini bouquet for someone special. As for menu, I would love to do an Asian fusion cafe. So what that means is that I'd be doing like regular cafe drinks, but then also bring in flavors like black sesame, red bean, matcha, hojicha, and just like have, oh, also I want to have like Asian desserts because I love Asian desserts, like Asian, I don't know, like we can have mochi, have tongyun, have like, yeah, I haven't really thought about the menu yet, but definitely Asian fusion. So what camera do you use for your vlogs? So for my vlogs, as well as most of my other videos, I use the Canon EOS M100. And the biggest debate that I had was whether to get the G7X Mark II, which basically all other YouTubers have for vlogging, or a cheaper camera. Because back then, the G7X Mark II, yeah, it was like $700 to $800 around that range. And just like, it was kind of out of my budget just because I do have my own DSLR. I have the Canon 80D, which is a pretty expensive DSLR, so I didn't like want to have two really expensive cameras. So between the G7X Mark II and the Canon EOS M100, I had to really decide which one I wanted, because this one that I got is like almost half of the G7X. So, and it's like the same video quality. The only biggest difference is that these ones have detachable lens, and the G7X is retractable lens. So that's the biggest difference. In terms of quality wise, it's pretty much the same. They both shoot at like 60 FPS and 1080p. So yeah, they're both not 4K. They only go up to 1080p, which is already enough, I think, for YouTube, unless you're really doing like intense cinematic shots and stuff. Alright, so next question is, what are your plans after graduation? I honestly don't know. Yeah, like there's so many things that I'm thinking about, and I think right now it's hard to decide just because of everything that's going on. So I was supposed to take a summer course which allowed me to travel to Asia, and the thing is, like, after I graduate I really want to travel, but I also really want to stay grounded here and just be able to find a job after graduation, because if I were to travel, it's kind of hard to jump back into everything after, and it's like, how long will I travel for, and just all those little things. So I really want to go teach English in Korea and Japan, and that would take maybe like 2 years if I went to both of them. So I don't know. I think the biggest thing is like I have to figure out what I want to do, like what I want to work in, and kind of see what like opportunities there are for me. Orange is the only fruit named after a color, or the only color named after a fruit. Good question. Technically, I feel like orange would be a fruit that was named after the color, because if you look at oranges, they belong in a bigger group of fruits. Let's see where the word orange came from. Alright, so according to Wikipedia, in English, the color orange is named after the appearance of the ripe orange fruit. Interesting. Yeah, so the color is named after the fruit. We got that one. Alright. Okay, so that's all for the questions, I think. Let me refresh this. Yes, that's all for the questions, and thank you for everyone for sending in questions. I honestly get so scared every time I do this, because like, what if I don't get any questions? But yeah, thank you for sending this in. I hope everyone is doing okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back to work now, but this was a very good break. It was nice chatting with you guys. If you guys have, wait, let me do this. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me think of a question. Okay, my question for you guys is, recommend me a show or movie to watch. Just one. Give me one recommendation of something that you've been loving or that you've seen recently that you really like. So yeah, a TV show, movie, can be any language, anything. Recommend me one. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.